Hey everyone, I'm Wa.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to DocuSweeties.
We're two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality's TV and docuseries. But chew our own lanes, which can sometimes be sniffly, can be sinusy, can be chesty, but hopefully mildly sweet.
Yeah, neat. Sneezed. I'm so sorry, but yeah, like I was holding it in, and then I was like, "Don't sneeze, don't sneeze." It definitely don't sneeze right as Wa goes to you, and then I mean, it was like you were like, and I could not. But
It's okay.
hi, we're gonna be talking about 90 Day Fiance. This is the other way. This is season 5, episode 14. It was called Be-hitched, which I liked because I watch a lot of witch shit. No, but I really liked Bewitched
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Bewitched growing up, and I also just recently, because we're in the haunting season, watched Practical Magic. And you know what? It's a great movie. Great movie.
Yeah. I thought, did you post something with a quote? And I thought, is that from Practical Magic? And then I went about my business.
Oh, you know what Kristen did, who I watched it with. Maybe I was
I,
watching with my cousin Kristen, who I know you follow. Maybe
okay.
that's
So
what
maybe
happened.
that's what happened. Something popped up and I was like, oh, Practical Magic. I need to watch it too. Good. You're watching like the cute, like witchy stuff, and I'm watching like The Nun, Killer
Oh.
Nun. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like I'm watching like Catholicism, Devil. Anywho,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
yeah, those Catholics, man, right, Chris? They're just really into brimstone.
Listen, I mean, I'm not saying, yeah, they've definitely done some shit, So I get it. It's
Get the
nothing.
God that
That's
gets the
almost like
demons
too
out.
real, honey. Like, get me
Like,
back to
like
like,
a Joan of Arc situation. Okay. Anywho, let's jump right in and let's do TJ and Kim because she did not deserve not nary of nothing shit that was happening to her. Chris, you know
mhm.
how jealous I was? Like, let me tell you
Yes.
right now, I haven't thank you for knowing that because I don't ever envision my wedding. I don't ever. But
Mhm.
whenever I see an Indian wedding, I'm like, fuck, I wish that could be me. I mean I just want to like any like Middle Eastern or like anything where the family's big and like like there's culture and there's like 3 days of a celebration. I am in.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, Indian weddings are so beyond beautiful, and the colors are so ungodly gorgeous, and it's so, specifically, different from like westernized white dresses, and like even, I mean, oh yeah, if I ever get married, it'll be like, and if it's in this one church, which is where my parents, like, my grandparents, blah blah blah, like it'll have like some cultural stuff, and they'll do like a crowning ceremony that'll be really really cool. But I'll still be in a white dress. You know what I'm saying? Like I won't be able to like hot pink it up. But yeah, I knew that this would upset you, and I felt for you as I watched it. And then I thought, well, why don't we just throw an Indian wedding? Because maybe that's cultural appropriation, is what I thought.
Well, it's not a cultural appropriation for me because I have never shitted on the Indian culture and said, "Oh, that's ugly and tacky," and then tried to wear it. So
Mm,
like I'm like, Mama, if you want to come to work in a sari, please do. If
yeah.
you want to have a little bindi, if you want to have a little henna and a mindi, I was at the Indian market today and they had henna, and I was like, do I just buy this and try to do it on myself? Do I just buy this and be like, I don't know, but I think I will. It's on sale, so maybe I shall. Anywho, I was just jealous. Like she gets up and she like shit on herself or something, and she had to tell everybody about it. I don't know why people do
Oh,
those
too many
that kind of stuff.
times.
And
Mm.
then she's getting out of the car, out of this big ass van, and the woman isn't even cordial. Like, has she learned anything in the language? Has she learned how to say mother, father, hello, goodbye, thank you, anything, so that she's not walking around with a sourpuss until TJ comes. She's like, I don't understand anything, and no one has like learned English for me. Chris, I can't stand it.
I know it. It's otherworldly. She really is like, no one's talking to me. Like, no one cares. She like literally sits down and is like, hi. So, when's TJ coming? oh, no one gonna talk to, oh, I guess I'm just not important then. Like, she's so horrible in that moment. I like almost turned off my TV and was just like, I don't know if I could do it. I mean, like, that was in that moment, she is like just the biggest ass in the whole world. Like, it's weird. Yeah, I know. She's
It took
so
me a long time to get
tacky.
through it. I had to stop it and pause it like 3 different times because I was like, I can't do this. And then she finally gets okay when he's there, but the mother is like, "What happened? Are you okay?" She doesn't even learn enough to be like, "Oh, okay. Oh, happy namaste." She like nothing. And so the mother's like trying to figure out what's going on. I wonder if somebody does call DJ because do the men usually show up at these events? I feel like they showed up a lot and I feel like it was because of her. And so, they do the thing and she's like, "Well, I don't really know what's happening." And then finally she gets happy because he's there and she's told him that she almost shit herself, or she did. And then Yesh comes and sits next to her and is like, "Hey." And she's smiling and finally happy, so she's able to like accept his apology even though it was done very oddly. And she's like, "I know I can be a bit much, so yeah, it's fine. We're both adults."
Yeah, I just feel like in the future, like, and we just be like, hey, just don't like get so upset. Also, don't fucking ever call me stupid again. Yeah, she's the worst. But like, and I also get jealous of her at this part. So at some point, she just goes like, they're going through all of the beautiful things, and so at one point they go into the night ceremony before the wedding, which is like a bridal shower into like a late night thing before the wedding. And she's like, ooh, one good part. She sits down. It's like, I want a smoky eye. Is I get to have different looks. And I wanted to. I just like. I mean, listen. I was envious.
Yeah.
At this point, I was envious. I was just like, oh, you get to have different looks. You just sit down and just be like, tonight, smoky eye. I mean, and she's just sitting there like a little like toddler and tiara as they like paint her with all these jewels and just like her sourpuss face. So she has to know that she is like doing that. Like, again, I guess this is the part that I just kind of keep remarking on, is because I think that both of us would have an overcompensation to the graciousness of his family, where since we cannot express ourselves, it would look like we were like, oh, thank you. Yes. Oh, I am smiling. I'm so sorry. I was thinking of things I have to do. No, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Oh, sorry. Are you saying get on your lap? You want me to? Are you sure? Okay. Well, you tell me and I'll do it. So
yes, correct.
tell me how high to get on the lap. I'll jump. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
she's just like, no, I'm not gonna. Thank you. Give me more presents in my lap. Make me take pictures like I'm on some book tour at Barnes and Noble. It's so weird.
What's going on? I mean, at some point she has a cousin who does speak English. So why didn't she have that cousin who does, or that family member who does, come sit next to her and be like, "Can you tell everybody I'm so happy and everyone looks so beautiful? And then can you tell me a little bit about what's going on and tell them I said thank you so much. This is amazing. And like, come sit next to me. Everyone come sit next to me. And then like teach me a song. Like, girl, something.
This dance.
She doesn't deserve this shit at all. She has been given everything and all she does is complain. And then, oh my God. So then they finally get to the last part where there's lots of dancing. All the family presents a dance to them. And then there's the Star of David on the screen. And I was like, what is happening? Is this another symbol that maybe it's a Star of David in some cultures, but in other cultures it means something else? Did you see these purple, fluffy, flowery stars of David?
No, I'm so sorry. I was obsessed with watching her trying to do this dance, and then father being like, "I hope they don't ask me to dance."
It's like nobody thinks you could even get up and walk from here to there, so don't worry.
They're not asking you for anything. Probably not specifically any money. So.
Oh my God, yeah.
Go on.
So she's like, "I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I didn't understand Santa Claus." I'm like, just my God, girl, just like deal with it. And so then we have I thought it was 3 days of festivities, but it looks like it's just 2. Anyway,
I think they cut it down because they were like, this girl doesn't deserve it.
Maybe she doesn't deserve not a fucking thing. But anyways, that's it. So let's move on.
One part I will say is that when she refuses to get on the lap and she's so weird about it, she's like, how was I supposed to know I'm supposed to get on the mom's lap? Which of course is something symbolic, being like, you are now my child. I raised your husband, get on my lap. You are mine as well, which makes sense to me. But you're like, I mean, she's not Santa Claus, meaning that like what would make more sense to her is if she was just a fictional old white man from the North Pole. That would make more sense. I mean, so but like the thing is, why this is annoying, and again, it's we'll see this again and I'll talk about it, is when you paint yourself as being an intuitive, clairvoyant, blah bitty blue, it just, you position yourself as being someone who intrinsically senses people's energies and understands, maybe at a wise kind of like different level, this world. Like it, like that's kind of what that means. A little bit, you know? And so when you are remarkably ignorant and so short-sighted, it's just, it's cringy. But I guess it's also perfect TV.
Is it? I'm about worn out. I'm
Well,
about worn out, and I hope I never see her again.
whew.
I just it's so rude. It's so rude. And it's like she's southern, so there's an expectation that she has some kind of genteel behavior, but no, and no one knows in her family better to tell her to
But
stop
no.
acting a fool. It's too much. So I mean, like, listen, I can't. Let's move on. All right, so the next couple that we're gonna talk about, let's be done with Wayne and Holly. So this was an interesting bit of business about them. And I
Mhm.
love how people are like, oh, it's kink. So like, okay, that's just literally one small aspect of kink. Also, it's the one that everybody knows and and somewhat gets because they've seen it. Anyways, so
I love you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You can, yeah. It starts off like they give us a long little like South African harmony choir moment.
hmm.
Which was great.
It was great. It's just not indicative of the South Africa that we see when we see Wayne and Holy. You know what I mean? It's just like I thought we were about to see some black people. So where are the like the Afrikaans fucking choir? Where are they?
Wait, they were.
Those people were all black. That what I saw.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You wanted to see a white person choir?
Yeah, we're not like it's weird to like then go to a country, take it over, just tell those people that can't walk on the same side of the road as you, right? And then when anything representative of that culture comes about, it's not the Danish descendant culture. It's the black indigenous culture that they use. So I'm like, where were the Danish people dance or what the fuck ever? Like get some
Oh,
Sinjins
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
and like show that side because the truth is like everything seems like indigenous and they're not indigenous. They're like
Yeah.
2 generations in. So like what do white South Africans do? What?
You're right. Like does, okay, so does Wayne have any like indigenous African friends, or no, is it that segregated? Do you think in his life it's that segregated? Is he like super like is there like, do you think that he, I
I
don't
have
know.
no idea.
I don't know.
I truly don't know because everything that we've seen so far from 90 Day Fiance World from South Africa have been white South Africans, and then there's been like indigenous shit all around them. There's like zebra couches and like shit that I'm looking and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's not your culture. You're Danish or whatever. Where are they from? I don't know. They're like something. Anyways, so I just wonder
You're right.
what traditions and shit did they bring from Europe that they can then show to us as opposed to showing what the indigenous people are doing.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, I was happy to see them because I was like, we don't get to. I was like in my mind, we don't get to really ever see anything about South Africa. Like we got like a bullshit weird safari. We get the one place that they get married, I guess, which is like a, you know, basically a photo shoot place, or I don't know. It's like, you know, the
Yeah, I mean, I
event
get what
hall.
you're saying, but it's like when they do show the black people are singing for them. Like
Yeah,
it just feels very Sambo vaudeville.
you're right.
Like let's show what the colors can do, and it's like show me what your culture does.
You're right.
It's not the same as the indigenous people. So yeah, they're like laying in bed. She's so annoying.
Her eyelashes are still there. So whether she glued them back on in the middle of the night, whether she gave herself eyelash extensions using like, you know, your own extension system like Lashify or whatever, like I don't really understand why we don't sponsor, you should sponsor us. But you know, like I'm not quite sure, but like she has them on, and yeah, then we get into the conversation of their sex. Now, one which we will talk about, but also she also feels like she can say that during the confessional, do you feel like you won the wife lottery? And A, how quickly he's not to be like, yeah, he really does pause and be like, do you feel like you should won the husband lottery? And it's so interesting because to me, I'm like, girl, do you cook? Do you clean? Do you like suck a mean, like what exactly have we seen to be like I mean, what are the wifely duties, or what is a good wife? Like I'm just gonna say, besides the 1950s shit, you could also be like a strong partner, someone who motivates, someone who supports, someone who's there for you in times of need. And I would also be like, have you demonstrated that? Have
No,
you right?
she hasn't. We know Holly. She has not.
Neither there's like across the board, what duties have you like, or what is it? What have you
She picked out dresses and she flitted around pretending to be a princess. Speaking of that, this bitch fell in her dress so many times because it swallowed her up and she didn't know how to walk in it. So when she fell in the hotel, all I could do was laugh at her because this is a choice you made and now this is what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that dress on her, she looked like she got swallowed, honey, like it was like my, gypsy wedding again.
Yeah.
I love that show. But God bless. But yeah, she this morning after the sex conversation, she's like giggling, like she doesn't want to answer any questions. And he's of course asking, like, did I satisfy you? Like, how'd you feel about it? And she's like, okay. I know. And then in her confessional, I know people would think we're conservative, but how we're raised, but he's totally not vanilla in the bedroom. Vanilla's boring, but he's kinky. And yeah, she thinks that he's kinky because he likes to tie her up.
Yeah, and I'm like, that is like literally the peak of kink that comes out of it. And like most people, even though they're having vanilla sex, you really are having some kind of kink involved. They just like, they feel like it's between husband and wife, so it's it's legal through the eyes of the Lord and the law. But the truth is that most people do something other than just him on top missionary. Anyways,
what is the okay?
What is go
I mean,
ahead?
that's anything else besides that one missionary?
Yeah, so like missionary, I think like maybe doggy style or whatever is considered like vanilla, but kink is anything that's like if you go down on your spouse obsessively, like if you truly enjoy it, that's a kink. Like if you
Obsessively.
you know what I mean? Like you slobbing on them, like that's a kink. If you like a little whatever, you like a little stern like hold, or you like whatever that then goes into kink, kind of.
Yeah. So Wayne ties Holly to this bed, like frail little Holly, because he thinks what, that she can run away? She can't
I
run barely anything except
I
it's a
mean,
cemetery at night, honey. Then you gotta tie her down.
I think the fact that he even married somebody like a wispy waif like her is part of his kink. Like I think the fact that you like if he married her or wanted to be with her because she was so like demure and little and like whatever that, and even her desire to be a princess, like pillow princesses and like a whole like that's all kink too. So it's like, what is she talking about? What did you guys really do? Did he strap you in a swing and like tell you couldn't like touch anything, and did he blindfold you? And does that happen like almost like every other night with like days of buildup? When you get home, do you immediately get on your knees and wait for him to tell you to get up? It's also ritual too, right? Kink is ritual as well. There's usually a series of events that occur.
Okay, a pillow princess. A pillow princess is a slang phrase that describes someone, and then they're going to say now mostly an LGBTQ woman who prefers to receive sexual stimulation more than they do
Give.
to give it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought in my mind, I just thought you just want. I mean, yes, you just want to lay there anyway. But God, I'll be honest. When you said it to me, I definitely think that could. I mean, maybe I should look into
Oh
that.
yeah, I'm fully a pillow princess. Oh, full. You do it all. I don't have the stamina. I can't do a wide footed squat. Like, it's too much. I can't. No, it's too much. So I'm like, this is what I do, and you do what you do. You lift. But yeah, it can. Yeah. Anyways, I mean, there's a lot of things like men who want to like a breeder kink is somebody who just has to raw ejaculate in a woman because like idea of like possibly getting her pregnant turns him on even more.
I just read this like whole article. I mean, I like took this so much. Signs of that, you might be a pillow princess, and
Are you like
I'm gonna put this in the Patreon. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
Okay. So, anyways, she says she's gonna miss her mom because her mom is leaving and she's gonna be by herself. And then Wayne's like, "Does your mom protect you now?" And she's like, "No, but at least I'm not by myself." And he's like, "Okay, well, you're a big girl and you'll be fine," basically. So let's move on. Next couple we're gonna talk about, and this took a turn, and I didn't expect it to. Is Johan? Oh, actually, let's go on commercial. Where's my pen and paper? Let's take that commercial.
Oh, I can't do it. Okay, I'll have to post it later. Wow.
Um,
Oh, oh yeah. One thing it said. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what it said because I'm gonna my. Okay, so this is what it said. It's the number 7-1. The number 171 took me out. Like I'll tell you also. I'll tell you the number one. I'll go say this. But okay, first is you get head way more than you give. Now that's not true.
Okay.
That's not true for me. Your favorite positions are missionary, spooning, or doggy while you're lying down. Okay, great. You call it the moment you feel even a teensy bit uncomfortable. Being tied up is fun because you don't have to do anything. You will totally continue to watch TV while getting railed. No, I can't. I'm not. No, I have to be. No, it's disgusting. I would never. I would because if anyone
rude.
I would never do that. You're a sex toy or bust kind of person. I do like it. And then the number one, the 7-1, and cut this out for the episode. This is only for Patreon, obviously.
I mean, the whole thing is getting cut out.
7 is you tell more than you show. And I was like, what the hell does that mean? And then it says, what you don't do physically, you make up for in talk. Dirty talk specifically, while your SO is toiling and tonguing away, your moans and words of encouragement are enough to make them almost orgasm on the spot. Hey, that's a magic power. I feel that. I was like, oh shit, I've been doing that my whole life. I barely do anything, but I do a full audiobook vocal display. Like I put like a symphony on.
I hate dirty talk. Don't ask me to do it. I can't. I just don't want to. Let's talk about it beforehand. Like I don't want to do dirty talk, but if you're like, what's my boundaries? I like this, I don't enjoy this, but I do like this. So as often as you can do this, let's do that. Now when we in it, let's just let it happen organically and like whatever happens. And if I have to be like, put it, it's always gonna come out like and then they're like, what? And I'm like, so I can't do it. Okay. Just a little bit about me. I hate it. Don't ask me to talk dirty. I'm like, ooh, mop. Toilet. Super. You want to talk dirty? That's what I'll say.
Lysol. Pine-sol.
Yellow snow. Yeah. Okay. Anywho, let's come back at 20. Hey, we're back. Wasn't that fun? Thank you for listening to that commercial. Okay, so let's move on to Johan and Danielle. This took a wild turn. Now, it took a wild turn for me. He went below the belt with the baby thing. I felt that. Like that really hurt my feelings.
Yeah, Johan just waited this whole time to kind of like lay it all on the line, but now we know that he wants to be a kept man. She calls it, and I was like, "Oh, have you been knowing this? He wants to be a kept man." I'm like, how long have you been knowing this? Because he absolutely has laid everything out. If he is to be married to an American woman, and he doesn't get his way, where he doesn't get to live in America or have a child because with an appropriate aged woman that he would wants to be with for the rest of his life, then he has made those concessions, and he wants certain things. He's come to the bargaining table like the writers and the producers, honey, and he's just like, yeah, none of my needs have gotten met, and this is what it is. And whether this is the like poke in the fantasy bubble, I can't quite tell if this is like the first time she realized this, or he's been hinting, or she's been knowing. But it's confusing again for the same reason it's confusing with Kimberly a little bit, because Danielle, even though later on they go to a life coach, she positions herself as a spiritual healer, life coach style, yoga, spiritual guru style person. So I don't quite understand. I don't know what's real, what's not.
She was living in a fantasy because she met a hot guy who worked at a resort, and then he quit his job. And so that's the point where I think you got to talk. When he quit his job, that is where things started to crumble for her, because I think as long as he had a job, she was probably willing to do whatever. And so he's like, I pay for things. What are you talking about? I pay for things. And it's like, you pay half in an expensive part of the country, part for him, I guess. And so he really feels like because she hasn't gotten him his papers, that she has like reneged on some kind of unspoken rule about when a foreigner marries an American. Is like, no, I married you to go to come to the US and you tricked me. And so now, because you live here, you should pay for everything because I don't want to live here. But and I keep saying every time he says that, it's like, but if you went to the US, you wouldn't be able to afford to pay for everything. So either way it goes, she's going to have to pay for things. So she's saying, I would like to live here as opposed to, other things. So, I mean, like, it, it is really hard for me to kind of deal with him. And when she talks about Gizmo and like his needs, I was like, okay, girl, nobody told you to get that dog. But she's saying that, she's no longer going to speak to him in Spanish because he doesn't deserve it, which I thought was like weird. But I think she's getting frustrated as they're on the way to the life coach. So it's very, very confusing. And I want her to get out of this relationship. As she said, if this were her friend and any of these things were to come up, that she would tell that friend to get out of it. And the truth, the lowest of the low blow, is him saying, you can't even give me a kid naturally. I can't. I cannot. I can't. I think it was so rude. So wildly rude. So Chris has kicked herself out of this room. So let's note when I need to take a break. And now I'm going to call her and see where she at, Where is that person? She's not answering her phone. Let's FaceTime her and see. I hope everything's okay. What a weird situation. No. Sorry, Patreon. Let's see when she comes in. Because I could move on, truthfully. No. I gotta get my hair. I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. Getting my hair done tomorrow. I'm starting to get nervous. Like, what happened?
I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm so sorry. It's now just, it took me out completely, and then it said the site can't be reached, and it's saying checking the proxy firewall, and I cleared my cache, and then it said try disabling network prediction, go to Chrome menu settings, show advanced settings, and I went to settings. There is no show advanced settings, so I'm literally just in awe. I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay. It's fine. I'm glad you answered. I called you before and you didn't, so I got worried. So that's what happened to me. Sorry. Okay, well, let me finish. You want me to finish the episode without you, or you just want me to sit here and wait? Just give me a second. Give me a second. I'm just like so like I can't even know what to say. It's so crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just like it's even telling me something that I can't even do. Where the fuck is show advanced settings in the settings? That's okay. That's okay. So in Chrome, yes, babe. I was in fucking Chrome. God, system settings. Upgrade. Okay, I'm gonna upgrade my Mac Sonoma.
No, you shouldn't have to. That's a lot. I don't think you're never going to come back. You're upgrading the whole Mac? I'm sorry. I don't know what you said. I don't mean to.
Well, I mean, because something's happening where it's not even letting me see the option.
Do you want me to send you maybe a link and see if that works?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Why not? It's just saying that it was on. Is it?
More than one way. Boo, boo. A skin and a cat.
I'm gonna go to a new network.
Yeah, do a new network.
It's not even coming through on my iMessage on my computer, which means my computer is just not even on the. Is not. Oh, there it is. Thank God. Wait. Your browser does not support. Oh wait. It will open in Safari. Hang on a second. So, I'm just gonna go to Chrome. This is where I was last time, and I hope it's just going for Chrome. And I'm thinking, let me close all this.
So Patreon, this is the backside of things that happen. Our girl Chris is she's on the FaceTime here. I'm showing you on the FaceTime, Chris, and she's.
I know. So my computer where you can I just got taken out. There's just nothing. Your connection was interrupted.
Oh, there I am. Wait, is that me? No, that's me. Just kidding. Okay, oh my God, there you go.
I know.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Allow mic access, which is great. Oh, good.
There you go.
Okay, now I have to go to settings because it's using my thing. Sure, here. Speaker here. Test this. Hi. Great. And putting in a name for myself. Coming in.
Coming in hot. There she is. There she is.
That sucked. Okay. Sorry about that. That was, I just, that happened. And then I was just like, you know what I realized, which is fine. For the rest of this, I don't have any control. I'll log back in for the other one. Anyway, so I'm on a guest feed. Great.
That's fine. Let's come back at 30.
God, that's crazy.
And we're back. Chris, what did you think about, you have anything else to say more about Johan?
She's crying in the car. It's weird that they're going to a life coach because we've seen them go to so many other people. We've gone to 2 therapists before. One was like the hippy dippy therapist. One was like the one that spoke Spanish was better.
Yeah, it was better. Wow, her thing is going in and out again. Wow, bad timing. You're frozen.
Hello?
There you go. Come back. Say it again. You said the person who spoke Spanish was better.
Yes, and then she's also had him on the phone with her spiritual healer before when he was like, don't eat peanuts, what the hell he's ever got. Or it said something like to him about, I don't know, carrots. I can't remember what that person said not to eat. And then if you remember, even like her friends, the beginning part of the season were like kind of mediators. Like your relationship does not work if you've known each other for 2 seconds and like you've already had to go to like 17 different people to like talk between you guys. And you don't speak that bad at Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not, it's just so obvious that it shouldn't work. And again, for someone who should be a little bit all knowing and on a different plane and be somewhat intuitive, it just seems like a really bad choice for a seasoned woman, you know?
It really, really does. Okay, so let's move on to our last couple from Toe, and that is who? Oh, Mary and Brandon. Oh, Lordy, have mercy on my soul. So we pick up and she and her grandmother Lola are having a conversation, and it's because Brandon has a bad attitude. He has been yelling in that house. I mean, that's a true testament that this person is like, I paid for everything, I can yell in front of your family.
Mhm.
Or again, with as with Kim, no home training. And I think it's more of no home training. He probably grew up in a very like tumultuous situation. And so he just
Mhm.
doesn't understand that you have to respect your elders and you can't be hollering and caterwauling and going off.
That's it.
Um,
I think
and
that's
so
yeah.
yeah, he said F you Mary to the and then like family heard it. Like he's done a lot of things that like his background lends to him not understanding how to communicate to this folks in this country. So he's just like, I guess, sitting in the living room with the TV up just like so loud. And she's like, Brandon, can you please turn down the TV? And he's like, oh no. And she's like, no, I get it, but you're not the only person in this house right now, Brandon. I need you to turn down the TV. So he gets up and just like walks to the like town square and lays there. And then producers have to come talk to him. And so producers come and talk to him, and he's like, I just got to get away because I get really upset. And I know Mary doesn't like it when I come here because then, like, it's a small town and I'm the only foreigner. So, like, know it's me. And they know I'm just, like, in the middle of the day, like, hanging out here. And so they just stare at me and stuff. But, like, I just feel like I got to get away when things get up, I get upset. Um, and so Lola is just really disappointed in how he's behaving because she's pregnant now. And it's like, the deed has already been done.
They called it. They knew it was gonna happen, like that's why they were sleeping as, like little Pisces symbols, like,
Mhm.
but at the same time, it is crazy that, he doesn't understand that, like, it's not everyone can hear you. Everyone hears you scream. Everyone knows you who you are. And they know that now that they're, Lola went away and now they're pregnant. And you're like buying snacks from one sorry to sell another sorry, making 2 cents, like, and then you're like, I don't quite understand why. Okay, so yeah, it feels like he's depressed and he doesn't know how to get out of it. So
Mhm.
I don't understand. Like his video game system looks really intense. That's a
Yeah.
lot of like. Did you see all the video games?
Yeah, I saw a lot of all the video game stuff that he was doing. I mean, it just like it is so crazy to me that he has done this. And so then he comes back from the town square or whatever to talk to her. And she's like, we got to talk to Lolo. He's here. And then we get this shot of Lolo, who's none too happy. He's pissed that she's pregnant. He knew this was going to happen. He called it from the very beginning. And so he's just now this is time for them to like kind of make amends or whatever. And so oh my gosh. So then they get in front of Lolo and he's like, I'm so sorry for, yelling and doing whatever. I'll do better. And instead of him being an adult and just saying what it is that he's feeling, he puts it onto her. And he's like, would it just be better if I went home? And she's like, I mean, if you want to do that, I didn't say that though. And he's like, but what do you want me to do? Because like Lolo's like, you're really embarrassing us. Like the neighbors can hear you yelling, and then the people in the town are talking shit about the fact that you're pregnant and you guys are fighting, and it's just like a lot. And I don't want people to not respect me and feel like I'm not holding my home together because you guys are acting this way. And the truth is like to me, this is on Mary. Mary should not have gotten pregnant. She should not have gotten pregnant. And this is her culture. This is her home. This is everything. She should not have gotten pregnant. And it just, he's just making a fool. And so he puts it on her. And she's like, I mean, this is not on Mary. I'm sorry, not about the pregnancy. It's on both of them for the pregnancy, but it's on Mary not understanding how this could go wrong. She is the person who holds the culture and understands what could possibly happen. They're definitely not mature enough to do this at all. So it's a little frustrating to watch this happen. And he can't even they're just two children trying to play at house, and it's frustrating. Okay, we're gonna wait for Chris to come back again. She must be having the same issues. Um, yeah. Okay. She can't come back in. All right, you guys. That's all I have to say about them. Thank you. Oh wait, Chris can say her bit about them. Talk about them, Mary and Brandon.
Well,
Lolo.
yeah, I mean, listen, this is a really shitty situation, and I think that Mary is had it up to here, and he doesn't know how to deal, and um, this was bound to happen, and for some reason, it happened with her being pregnant, and it's almost like Lolo had a premonition, like Lolo
Mm-hmm.
knew exactly the minute that Brandon like stepped foot on the soil what was going to go down, and what happened was Lolo tried to make it not happen, and then he saw the writing on the wall, and then he like got to Manila, and then now he's back and just like sitting in it with them. So um
Brandon is like, I can't change things in a second, and I'm like, what she's asking you to do, you can actually. So you could actually just like get up right now and go in the house and clean something. You don't have to
mhm.
be stressing her out and she's pregnant and doing it in front of the family and yelling and all this manner of chaos that's happening. So for me, it's like he's acting like there's nothing he can do. He absolutely can. He can start acknowledging his feelings and whatnot.
You should be
But
cooking everything. He should be cleaning and cooking everything. If he can't talk and he can't be in the store and he can't be doing that and he's not pregnant, he's not throwing up, like you should be cooking and cleaning. You don't have time for the video game. Like at this point, I'd be like, you don't have Wi-Fi anymore. I would just be like, oh, remember how the router always had the problems? Guess what? The router's having the problems again. Get pudding, get jam, getting all your friends to like come and steal the games, take the games away. He can't have no
absolutely.
games, like what he has to do is go and learn that thing with the caribou. That was that one time he did that, honey, and it wasn't enough times.
What did you think about him asking her if he should go home as though like he's putting it on her to come up with the answer?
I loved it. Was the first time that I respected Mary.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know. Did I say that? I didn't say that. But if that's what you want to do, then do it. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? It sounds like you want me. She's like, no. If you're just going to sit here and not work, then go.
Yeah, if I tell you, if I tell you what I need and your response is should I just leave instead of I'll change, then
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but both of them are very young and very full of trauma. So I mean, there's no one to like, be mad at here
Yeah.
except for God.
I'm mad at
I'm just
Brandon. I'm
kidding.
mad at Brandon. He has no home
I'm,
training.
I'm just kidding.
But anyways, you go ahead and say what you need to say about us going away so that in case you drop again, we have your point of it. So
I know.
Chris, tell us where you can find us on the social medias.
Listen, if you can, absolutely follow us. I think we're great, and we exist on all of the channels. Like not like a channel that like pays us, like like NBC or something like that. But like I don't know if that even exists anymore. I don't know. This strikes
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Anyway, listen. We are on Instagram at DocuSweeties, TikTok at DocuSweeties, X/Twitter, DocuSweeties1. We are on Facebook at the DocuSweeties Podcast Facebook group. You've been knowing that we have individual YouTubes. At some point, we'll probably have a
Mm-hmm.
better YouTube presence. You can follow us there though. So
Mm-hmm.
those are all our things. Give us 5 stars if you can. I'll tell you what I can't give 5 stars to my technical skills this episode. But thanks
You
for
tried.
we love you. I mean, I love you.
You
I
tried.
won't speak for a while. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't love you, so don't speak for me. If you guys do have an extra $10 a month and you would like to see the visuals of what you're listening to right now, plus the live every first Monday of the month and other fun things, you can join us on Patreon at patreon.com/DocuSweeties for $10 a month. Patreon.com/DocuSweeties, $10 a month to see your girls, okay? And our technical difficulties in real time. All right, you guys, we will talk to you later. Bye.